Hi everybody, let's take a look at the following limit. Limit as x is approaching to 1 of x to the power of 1 over 6 minus 1 all over x to the power of 1 over 3 minus 1. So step 1, you're going to plug in x to be 1, and we'll put this in quotation marks. What happens is when x is 1, you end up getting 1 minus 1 in the numerator, and likewise in the denominator, you're going to get 1 minus 1. And the problem right now is you end up getting something called an indeterminate. And there's 7 types of indeterminates in terms of calculus and vectors. And the most common two includes 0 divided by 0, infinity divided by infinity. I can give you a bonus one. Infinity minus infinity is a third type of indeterminates as well. So we don't want that. So what happens is when you see something like this, you have to move on to steps 2 and 3, which could be factoring. It could be multiplying by the conjugate. It could be difference of cubes. It all depends on the function. And I just want to give you, again, a refresher on some of the exponent laws and the difference of squares. So number one, remember a squared minus b squared equals to a minus b times a plus b, something that we're going to apply in a moment. But more importantly, out of the 7 exponent laws, be mindful that when there's a power to a power, so for example, x to the power of a in brackets to the power of b, that equals to x to the power of ab. So these are the two ideas that you want to think about as we're moving on to the next step. So what do? You write down the limit as x is approaching to 1. Now again, if you look at the numerator, that's going to be x to the power of 1 over 6 minus 1, which you can copy for now. And if you look at the denominator, x to the power of 1 over 3. Well, x to the power of 1 over 3 is equal to x to the power of 1 over 6 square minus 1 square. So again, let me make sure you can see the connection here. Power to power means you can multiply the exponents. And right now, when you have x to the power of 1 over 6 in brackets to the power of 2, you multiply the exponents. And 2 times 1 over 6 will give you back 1 over 3. So again, make sure your exponent laws are in good, you're in good shape. And now you can move on to the second part, which is basically factoring. So you copy the limit as x is approaching to 1. You copy x to the power of 1 over 6 minus 1 at the top. If you look at the denominator, you can apply the difference of squares. So again, a squared minus b squared is going to be a minus b times a plus b. So this equals to x to the power of 1 over 6 minus 1 times x to the power of 1 over 6 plus 1. Again, you go back, you cross this out. And the fact that you can factor something from the top and the bottom is an indicator you're doing it right. And here comes the final answer. You go back to step 1, you're going to plug in x to be 1. Now, I hope you can stick with me in the mental math here. When you plug in 1 in the denominator here, that's going to be 1 to the power of 1 over 6, which is 1, plus another 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And the final answer is going to be 1 divided by 2. I hope this makes sense.